Hey guys, welcome back to Just a Geek in the Garage. Today I wanted to make kind of an interesting video. I've always gotten a lot of comments about my green gloves, especially from the very beginning of, why do you wear gloves at all? Why do you choose green? Things like that. People call me Kermit, Shrek, I figure it's all kind of in good fun. I don't take any offense to any of that stuff, but the reason I wear the gloves is, I know there's a lot of, guys on YouTube doing reviews. Some people like, Doc that just show their hands. I figured, this would be a little bit kind of more distinct, and you'd be able to immediately see that it's kind of my video just from seeing the green gloves, because I don't see a lot of people wearing green gloves, and I've always used green gloves just because if you guys have seen my garage, everything in here that I can get green is green. So again, I just thought it would be kind of unique, and then also a lot of the tools that I tend to review, especially if they're brand new, have a lot of grease and stuff on there that I don't want to get on my hands if I can avoid it. But the gloves I've been using for years and have always used on my videos has always been kind of these Hardy disposable 5mm gloves from Harbor Freight. They tend to go on sale, a couple times a year. I'll stock up. Usually I have, a couple boxes on hand that I use, kind of use them for a project, and then you can just toss them because they're usually not super expensive. I think in general, I end up paying somewhere in like the $4 to $5 range for 100 gloves. So, I always figured it was a pretty good deal. But ever since I started using these and making videos, I noticed that, I can probably make one or two videos with these before I have to replace them. Even if I'm not really working on a project, maybe the tool I'm using will kind of snag the glove, and then there'll be a hole, they'll get dirty, things like that. So I've been looking for something that's a little bit different for a while. And, Amazon always comes to the rescue for me, it seems like, where, I was browsing and it just so happened that they were advertising these gloves right here. So I'd never heard of these personally because, again, I usually just grab my gloves from Harbor Freight and just don't worry about it. But these are called the TitanFlex Thor Grip Heavy Duty I think it's Nitrile gloves is how you pronounce it. And these are 8mm, so these are a little bit thicker than the Harbor Freight gloves at 5mm. I know Harbor Freight does sell some thicker ones, but I don't believe they sell the green version. That's one of the reasons why I never bought them there. And these are the XL size, but I think they have them all the way from small to double XL. But for me, the XL seems to fit, pretty well. And a couple of reasons why I ended up picking these guys up. So one, again, I wanted something that was a little bit thicker that's going to last me longer. Maybe I can, use it for, a few more videos before I have to kind of toss them. But the other is, I like the gloves like these guys right here that have, this kind of coating on there, where it allows you to kind of grip things a little bit better than these kind of traditional gloves do. So this kind of, was the best of both worlds. It has this kind of like diamond texture on here, which is very, very grippy. And I like it a lot better than just the standard, Hardy gloves like these guys. So I decided to upgrade. They're, a little expensive for what they are. It's about $20. I know some sizes were on sale for about 15 or 16, but the XL were not, unfortunately. I'm guessing it's probably one of their most popular sizes. But this was $20 for 100. But, if this is going to last me, 3, 4, 5 times longer per wear than these guys do, then I think it's totally worth it, to be honest with you. So, this is my first day kind of playing around with them. So, maybe I'll make a follow-up video, especially if they do not perform as advertised. But again, just kind of wanted to make a quick video about, again, why I wear my gloves, why they're green, and why I'm making this change right now. So tell me, what do you guys think? Do you guys use gloves when you're working on stuff? I used to not use gloves, but then I'd get, grease all over my hands. Sometimes, the dirt would get under the fingernails, very hard to wash off. I would use different stuff to clean, but honestly, using gloves just makes life so much easier, no matter what kind of project you're working on. Plus, having the extra grip is always, it always comes in handy. But if you guys know of any other glove company that, makes some heavy duty gloves, or ones even that are not disposable, because I've been looking for some non-disposable green gloves that do not have kind of like name brands all over them and are a little bit thinner, but I can't seem to find any. I've checked, Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, etc. You know, everything that has, you know, has some kind of, you know, logo on there, and I really don't want that. To be honest with you, I like just having just kind of plain gloves like this. So again, please leave your comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.